victims as far as who her children associate with. There is a connection to the victims there, and some very startling information that came about. And be ready, because part 2 tomorrow will have more details. In fact, a lot more details as far as what they know. It's significant. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the True Crime King has returned. Good morning and welcome. Okay, so starting with yesterday, I promised you guys I was going to do a part 2 on the turkey gobblers video of that woman caller. And, you know, I always keep my promises. And I don't plan, Daniel J., so you know, I don't plan on doing any more videos. And look, I'm looking you right in the eyes, you know. I don't have sunglasses on. I'm looking you straight in the eyes so you know, okay? As long as my name does not come out of any of your guys' mouth again, or you appear in my comment section, this will be my last video on you guys. But if you guys try and you want the smoke, I guarantee you, I promise you, I will do a video on you guys every day, and I might even change my name to Turkey Gobble Reacts. So I don't know, maybe before you said that stuff, you should have, you know, looked at my channel first and noticed it was a reaction channel, okay? And the video that you were complaining about, I actually said I liked you guys. You must not have, you know, watched the whole fucking video, or maybe you were drunk and just couldn't help yourself. But, you know, I did say that, you know, at the end of that first video, that, you know, I didn't have any problem at all with you guys. So I don't know why you had to do that, but you did it, and here we are. And I'm going to do a part 2 because I promised my subscribers I would. With all that being said, this video, the part 2, is called Caller Close to Bryan Kohberger Case Calls in with Stunning New Details. So he even used my word stunning, you know. I guess he knew I was going to do a reaction to this. I mean, you know, I was the one that started saying stunning and made everybody know about it. But for those of you that don't know, I just want to say that when he says caller close to Kohberger's case, he just means this girl lives in Pullman, Washington, okay? He lives close. She's not at all close to the Bryan Kohberger case, all right? The only possible connection that he said that he thought was like the golden ticket was that he thought that since 2 of the girls, Xana and Maddie, worked at the Mad Greek restaurant, that Kohberger would go there, and that would be the connection, the stunning, you know, part. But I guess what he didn't realize is that, number one, Mad Greek, it isn't a I mean, they serve vegan dishes, but everything's cross-contaminated. So, you know, Bryan would never eat there, you know. He wouldn't cook anything that has been used, you know, to touch meat or anything. And number 2, he's awkward and doesn't have social skills. So why would he be, you know, he wouldn't be going out to a fucking restaurant with all kinds of people and be all nervous. Come on, man. So I can roll that theory right out the window, or that connection. But, you know, I'm going to start off playing a little bit of video from what he said in his first video that this video is going to be. And like I always do, I haven't seen this part 2 yet. You know, I keep it original and realistic, and I don't cheat, even though I probably should have on this one, but I still didn't. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I gotta say. Just wanted to give you guys some background. Hit that like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate you. And here we go.
We had a call come in the other day. We released that call, and a lot of...
Okay, so this is the video he released yesterday.
Of the questions and concerns have come out of it. Now, the person that called us in stated that she was, had a daughter and a son that attended WSU, and that they had friends and a roommate that were close to the situation.
And I can tell you right now, this is another 40 fucking minute video. I'm not gonna be reacting to this whole thing. I'll tell you that right now. So I'm either gonna skip through or I'm gonna stop it at some point. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you off the bat right now.
Now, all we released yesterday was the phone call that came in. There was certain validation that needed to be done in order for us to, one, to even put that video out, and two, to make a second video out. And we were able to do so. I also want to comment on the fact that I did speed up her audio. I sped up everybody's audio in her, the entire call, just so that it was a little bit quicker.
Well, yeah, he said he's saying that because people were saying that the girl sounded like a meth head, right? But he also just said that he sped up everybody's audio in that call. Everybody else sounded kind of normal except for that girl. So if you sped up everybody, she still sounds fucking weird, right?
I apologize if it was too fast. She wasn't on anything. I saw the comments. It was sped up. I did put in the comment section, and I'll put it in again, the timestamp and the show that was the original call was on. But she called us. Her name was Kim, and she had called a couple of times, so I called.
Okay, now remember those clips that I just played you, what he said this video was going to be, and remember the title of this video, Stunning Evidence, okay?
Back. She was from Washington State, and her last name looked familiar as far as I believe I had seen it come up in this case before. So that was the main reason why I wanted to call her back. I noticed the proximity of where she was calling from, and then the last name. Now, what she had told me was that she had two students or children that were students at WSU. One was in law, one was taking a different major, and that the daughter, one was a son, one was a daughter. The daughter had a roommate whose boyfriend is a, I don't want to say star athlete, but he is an athlete within one of the programs at the University of Idaho. I'm not going to put any names or...
It doesn't matter about the names. They have no connection to Kohberger whatsoever. And I don't even know why you're talking about them, to be honest with you.
Anything like that, because of the fact that some of these people still attend this school, and I don't want anybody going and attacking them for whatever it is that comes forward. And so what I was able to do and find was I was able to locate that athlete's social media page, trace who his girlfriend was, and trace who her friends were, and it all came back, it all aligned. They are roommates, the girlfriend and the boyfriend.
Okay, so he traced everything, it all aligned. They all go to this college that all the girls didn't go to, but Kohberger went to. Okay, nothing stunning yet.
And everything checked out on that aspect. And so on the weekend of November 13th, this is the weekend of the incident, Kim and her husband were out in Pullman, Washington, because it was WSU's parent weekend, right?
Okay, maybe he's gonna say something like they ran into Kohberger or something like that. Let's see where he's going. This could be good.
And so they were actually there at the in the city there. The following day, on the 13th, they end up getting a notice of stay in shelter around 5 p.m. Kim stated she called her daughter, and her daughter told her that she was aware of the situation and that she had gotten information about the situation as early as 10 a.m. that morning. That is approximately 2 hours prior to the 911 phone call that had gone out.
Okay, so he's remember there was another shooter at Washington State that a SWAT team was called. A 38-year-old dude, totally unrelated to the case, and that must be what he's talking about because the 911 call for Kaylee and Ethan and Xana and Madison didn't go out until 2 hours later. So I don't know why he keeps talking about that incident, right?
What she had stated was that her daughter lived or is part of Greek Row, and that her roommate, because of her association with her boyfriend, who is an athlete at the University of Idaho, was familiar with not just Greek and Greek Row in Moscow, Idaho, but with the victims of the house. She also stated that
what does familiar mean? What does familiar mean?
This guy was associated and at least an acquaintance of Jack and Adam. And so that's how close this conversation was.
Okay, yeah, but so were probably hundreds of people, right? That doesn't mean anything.
And so apparently at about 10 a.m., they got word of a quadruple homicide that occurred at that residence. Now, this is a small town. This is rural Idaho. It's not Baltimore, where there's a lot of people around and a bunch of, the community is large. This is a small community. I can almost assure you, because we come from a community.
I don't know if that was a slight towards me since I live in Baltimore or what, but that would be a weird coincidence if it had nothing to do with me, but
we're roughly the same size. News travels fast, and sometimes faster than what comes to the police. Yeah. Now, Steve Goncalves and their family had a report, or not a report. They came out on a podcast here recently. I can't remember. It's Olivia. I'm gonna apologize, Olivia. Where they told them that residents of the city of, or students of Moscow or University of Idaho had contacted them to let them know that there was a situation well before the police did, and that they were aware and calling in, and etc. So apparently, in the wee early morning hours of November 13th.
Okay, brace yourself. This should be the stunning evidence and whatever, right? Right here. This is it.
According to Kim, calls started going out from the surviving roommates to Pi Beta Phi. I'm sorry if I broke that.
Close enough.
Yeah. And I apologize.
Breathe, buddy. It's okay. Yeah. Everybody messes up. You'll be all right.
We don't
drink another beer.
We didn't attend any universities too. This Greek stuff's a little bit new to me. So Pi Beta Phi, who was, I believe, Maddie's, and I think one of the roommates' sorority that they were associated with, that they got a call from the house, and those were the individuals that were summoned to the home for somebody that was unconscious on the second floor. According to Kim, this was a house that was known as a drug house, a place where you can go pick up drugs, specifically Molly, and that this was common knowledge. This was
go pick up drugs. So What do you mean? You're saying that one of these girls was a drug dealer? I don't think so at all. You know, it's, you don't have any evidence of that at all either. Okay, I think the girls used Molly. Yeah, and maybe they got it from either one of the jacks or you know, somebody that came to the house. Sure, but you know, it's not like it was. This was not a trap house. Okay.
Wasn't something that was found out.
It was a party house where they did drugs, okay, and just partied, all right. And Molly is, you know, never mind.
After the fact, by her daughter stated that she was aware of that house being a party house, that house being a house where you can score some Molly or whatnot, and
yeah, you can do that at every parties, any parties, right? Someone's always gonna have some, especially in college. There are big parties. There's lots of people. Uh, Somebody's gonna have something that you could buy, right?
in a house that was well known. Now, one thing I'll say about this house is that there was a lot of turnover there. There was a lot of students that were moving in and out. Kaylee and Madison, I'm not entirely sure how long they were living in that house, but from my understanding, I think this was their first semester there. I could be wrong, but
Okay, so yeah, we know that there was a girl named Hannah Cleary that used to live there and used to be roommates with Madison, and she took her life, right? So, and apparently Madison was a bully. Now we don't know for sure if Kaylee was, but there's a lot of people online that were close to Hannah that said Madison was a bully, or it could have been hazing, you know, with being in the sorority. But either way, it's still bullying, right?
you can correct me. I know you guys will in the comment section. Correct me if I am, but
Oh, yeah, I am.
you know, there was a lot of turnover. There was a report earlier of a guy who lived in that same house that stated how you can hear things throughout the house. He recently had lived there, and so early on in this,
Yeah, that's true. So Dylan, who was awake, should have been able to hear everything, right? Kohberger walked up and down the stairs. She definitely should have been able to hear that. She was awake, right? She saw Kohberger. Yeah, so, and then in the other video, this guy, where there was over 200,000 or views, he said, well, why didn't the killer go in through the third floor? Well, go look at the back of that house, and you'll realize why he didn't go in through the third floor, unless he was a monkey and climbed that tree and then and somehow wiggled over on a branch and then dropped down onto the third floor balcony. He didn't go in through that. Okay, so.
investigation, the police came out saying that this was a targeted situation, that they weren't sure if this targeted was the people inside the house or the house itself. And if that house at one point, maybe it's not, again, currently or wasn't currently used as a...
And keep in mind that this guy knew I was going to do this reaction. He had plenty of time to make this all perfect and do whatever he wanted to do to it. So, I still haven't heard one shred of evidence that's stunning or that we didn't already know about, or anybody didn't already know about.
A house where you can score some drugs. At one point it apparently was.
And I haven't heard anything from that caller that this video was supposed to be about, right? Remember I played you those clips that I mean, what, are you just done with that caller? You know?
Does this all make sense to you guys so far?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's
These guys just go along with whatever he says. Yep, yep. Just keep going. Just keep talking, Daniel. You know, we just want some money. You know, keep going, Dan.
that makes sense.
That's my opinion,
All right, so
and I'm allowed to have it. So, you know, please, if you disagree, I really don't care. But you know, you don't waste your time putting in the comments, because you know I'm not gonna approve that shit to be on my channel. So just don't even waste your time and waste my time.
according to Kim and her daughter, the sorority girls got a phone call early in the morning, and that's kind of when the rumors started, because they showed up, that there was an incident and that there was a situation there.
All right, I'm gonna skip around and see if he goes back to this caller, and then I'm gonna end it, because there's obviously nothing.
For their accounts and what they had said. And so, according to Pam's daughter and what she gathered from her roommate, who was pretty close to the situation, that these both surviving roommates had seen 3 people outside the house at one point, and they described one person as a creepy person.
Dude, everybody knows all this. I mean, this is ridiculous. This caller has no new information, and the title implies they were close to the investigation, or Kohberger. That, and all they really mean by that is they lived close. Okay, total clickbait. Everybody already knows all this information, and you know what? I'm not even gonna waste my time or your guys' time with any more of this. Okay, I mean, if you think I'm wrong, you can go and listen to this this whole 40 minutes and waste your time by yourself. You know, that's up to you. I'm not gonna say advise you one way or the other, okay? But you know, I just want to reiterate, Daniel, no sunglasses. As long as you don't say anything else about me, I'm done with your turkey gobble, okay? I don't, you know, and you and the people that are saying that you know I'm that have commented saying I'm trying to like make a name for myself off of these guys, dude. Go look at my top videos. I was getting more views without doing videos on these guys. Okay, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. You can, if you don't believe me, just go to my homepage. The popular videos come up, and they're not even on the list. Okay, and I've only been a channel for a month and a week. So yeah, that doesn't hold water whatsoever. But again, to my subscribers and the ones that comment to me and support me, you know, I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. And hopefully this is the last video I do on these guys. But like I said, if they say something else about me and they want the smoke, I'm gonna bring it to them. And next time, I'm not gonna stop. So we'll see. The ball's in their court now. But until next time, guys, the True Crime King is out.